What is up, guys, and welcome. In this week's video, I want to show you guys how to create a triptych photo in both on-one resize and in Photoshop. I want to show you guys just kind of the process of how I shake it all down. Actually just had somebody order one from me, so I thought it would be a good time to make a video for those of you that might want to create something like this yourself. Now, a triptych, if you don't know, is essentially when you use one photo, or you could use multiple photos, and you do a 3-panel piece of artwork, essentially. So the example I'm going to be showing you is one photo that I've split up into 3 different pieces, and that is going to make one photo. I'm printing it on metal. It's going to look great. I'm really excited. So there's definitely some things that you need to think about, like is the photo that you're using going to be right for a triptych, or should you use a different photo? So I want to talk about a few of those things and then show you guys exactly how I'm able to kind of prepare that file for print, split the files up, and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and jump right in there and check out the photo that I'm going to be printing here. So this is the photo that I want to use to print here. And the reason why I think this works well for a triptych is because you can split it somewhere around here, and then have this center panel as well. So you want to keep in mind for a triptych that you don't want to split the subject. So in this photo, I could split in thirds, but I would cut the mountain right in half, which we don't want to do. We never want to split something that's a subject or a main part of interest in our scene. There's a lot of different images that'll work well for a triptych, but this is the one that I chose to use. So the first thing that I want to do, and we'll decide more on the proportions later, but the first thing that I want to do is go ahead and load this into on-one resize, because I want to upsize this photo to make sure that it will print at the best quality. Usually when you're doing a triptych, you're probably doing something that's pretty big. So you want to make sure to upsize it rather than sending a small file to the printer, because then it's not going to look quite as good. So what I like to do is control click on a Mac or right click on a PC and go up to edit in, and then I go down to edit in on-one resize 2022. If you have an older version of on-one resize or another way to resize, you can load it into that software right there. Then I like to edit a copy with Lightroom Adjustments. There isn't any on this photo, but if there was, it would be important to select Lightroom Adjustments. I like to do TIFF file here, and I do Adobe RGB Color Space, 1998, 16 bits per component for the bit depth, 300 on the resolution with no compression. Then go ahead and hit edit, and we will let that load out in on-one resize. So once it loads up in on-one resize, it's going to look like this. Now, first thing that we want to do is adjust the document size. You can see right now with my 60-some megapixels that my Sony a7R IV is, it comes out at about 17.5 inches high with 26.5 inches wide. We want to make it bigger. So let's just say, for example, I'm just kind of spitballing ideas here. Let's say that we wanted to make it 60 on the width. 60 inches wide. So we'll go up here, select the width, we'll hit 60, and then that is going to auto-generate the height to be essentially 40. So it's going to be a 40 by 60. So now essentially what that will do is it's going to upsize this photo when we export it. Now we're going to go ahead and do some sharpening for print as well. So I like checking this box here to do some sharpening. And you will notice that I'm not going to be able to tell much from this far away. But what I like to do is to go up here and hit 100. And essentially what 100 will do is it will zoom it in to the actual size that you've just selected on document size. So let's say, for example, we did an 8 by 12 and I hit 100, I'm probably going to be able to see pretty much the whole image on my screen if my computer screen is bigger than 8 by 12. Whereas on a 40 by 60, I'm not going to be able to see as much because this is showing me just a small amount. The only way I'd be able to see everything is if I was using a 40 by 60 screen, if that makes sense. So the reason why I like to do this is because I will sit back at my computer screen to how far away I think I'm going to be viewing it when it's on the wall. So maybe 8 to 10 feet, and I will look at the sharpening and I will adjust some things around. Now I like to select the sharpening for print here, and that will change it to a progressive sharpen, and then you've got a few options here. Usually I'll drag the threshold up to 1 or 2, and then from there I just adjust some sliders around and go from there to what looks good. Now usually the detail and the amount are already pretty good, but I will change them and adjust some things just to make sure. I'll also click and drag around the image to make sure that everything looks good on different spots of the image. But let's go ahead and adjust some sliders here. And you can see kind of the amount really makes it pretty highly detailed up in here. You can try turning up the amount and then adjusting the detail. But really, it's just kind of a game of adjust it and figure out exactly where you like it and go from there. That looks pretty good to me. Like I said, you can scroll around and look at different spots on the image. So I can look up here. Once it loads out, I want to make sure that the edge of this mountain looks really good and there's no ghosting. So it will take a second to load out because we've got a pretty large file here. You can see that it kind of loads chunk by chunk here. It's going along this way, but I can see what I want to see, which is this mountain ridge right here. I want to toggle the before and the after. It's a really subtle change, but I do like what it's doing. If you feel like there is too much ghosting or halos, you can of course reduce the amount. It's really important that we don't have those in our image. And you can drop the detail just to get those out. So right about in there is looking pretty good to me. We've got a before and we've got after. It's a really subtle change, but it's important to sharpen and resize your print. So let's go ahead and go back to fit here. And we're gonna go ahead and export this image. And again, it is already 40 by 60. So we can go down to export. And it's important that I export this as a TIFF. I don't want to do a JPEG quite yet because we're going to be reopening it and resaving it. So if you do a JPEG, you are going to compress it when you reopen it and resave it again. So hit export and I will show you guys kind of the pop-up box that comes up and how to save it here in On1 Resize. Okay, so after you've clicked export, you will see that this export box will come up. I like to just send this to my desktop. If you want to send it somewhere else, you can go ahead and choose right here to send the file to wherever you want. I like to scroll down here, make sure it's on TIFF at 16-bit bit depth. We don't need to resize it because it's automatically going to export at this size anyways. And we don't need to sharpen it because we've already applied some sharpening to begin with. So you can just go ahead and hit export when you're done, and that will get sent out to your desktop. Okay, so now you can see I exported that to my desktop, just loaded this into Photoshop. I just simply dragged and dropped, and now the image is here. First thing I want to do is make sure that it is the correct size. So if you hit Command R on a Mac or Control R on a PC, it brings up the ruler. Now you can see my ruler here is in inches on both sides, which is good. If yours is not in inches, it might be in pixels. If that's the case, go up to Preferences, go to General, and then click through here. I believe it should be under Units and Rulers. So you want to make sure rulers are in inches, and then you can just go ahead and hit OK. And now I'm going to hit the crop tool because the one thing that I remember about this image is it was like slightly taller than 40 inches. I want to make it a perfect 40 by 60, so I'm just going to slightly crop on the bottom here, and you'll see that it'll tell me the height right there is very close. And if it's really close like this, you might have to zoom in a little bit. But if your image is already perfect proportions, don't worry about this at all. It's totally fine. But if you are slightly off, you can see that it's not quite snapping for me. Here we go. Exactly 40. I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to hit enter. So now we've got a 40 by 60. You can see by the ruler. Now, what you want to do is decide how you're going to make the triptych. So at this point, like I said, one popular way to do it is by thirds. So obviously you are splitting it down the middle right here. And if I was going to do it by thirds, I'd be doing 20-inch sections because 20, 40, 60, right? So 3 sections. So what I like to do here to make sure that it's going to look good is I like to click and drag on the ruler and bring out a guide. Now, when you bring out a guide, if I put mine right about at 20 here, and that's close enough, and the second one at 40, now you'll see this is where the splits are. So that ideally is not going to work for this photo because you can see we're splitting the mountain. So it's not going to look good when it's on the wall because the pieces are never exactly touching. They're a little bit spread out. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that with Command Z on a Mac or Control Z on a PC. And instead, I think I want to try a 1/4, 1/2, 1/4, which essentially equals the whole thing. So if I'm going to do that, I need to split 60 into fourths. This is a little bit math heavy here, so if you guys aren't good at math, I apologize. But if I'm going to split 60 into fourths, it's going to be 15. So I'm going to go across and we'll split this right at 15. Basically, then on the middle section, we are going to double that. So we're going to do 30. So we're going to go 30 plus 15 is 45. And we're going to go about right here is close enough, and we'll fine tune it in a second. Now you can see this is looking a lot better and a little bit more like what I want to do, because now my subject, the mountain here, is not on the edge or in the middle of the split. So this is looking pretty good. I think I want to go ahead with this. So again, that's 1/4, and then 2/4 or 1/2 essentially of this whole thing, just like this. So I've decided that I'm going to do that. Now I need to crop this image. So again, I'm cropping it at 15, at 45, and then again at 15. So the best way to do that is to grab your crop tool, zoom in a little bit here so that it will be a little bit more precise, and just drag this over from the side. And when you crop this, it will tell you how far you're cropping it right under the crop tool. It'll give you the width, I guess. So it's going to take a second to prepare the preview, but once it does that, the crop tool should work a lot faster here. Okay, so now we can drag this. And again, remember, I want the width to be 15, exactly. So that is exactly 15. I wanna make sure delete crop pixels is not on, because we're gonna be cropping this a few different times in a few different ways. So make sure this box is not checked. You can go ahead and hit enter or return there. Now you can see we've got our left panel. So then we're gonna go ahead and save this as a TIFF file to send to the printer. I'm going to save a copy, and then that is going to load the saving box here. We're going to save a TIFF. We don't need to save layers, and then you can rename this if you want. You can say like right side and save that right here. I like to save it right on the desktop because I would send it right to the printer afterwards. You can go ahead and hit save and let that load out. So once you've done that, you're going to want to go ahead and create the next piece. So the way that I prefer to do that is to actually grab this crop on the left and just drag it over. That way I never have to move this right here. So I make sure that my crop is perfect and that I do not like move this one to the side and then all of a sudden I've cropped out a spot of my photo on the print. That would be awful to find that out later. So I'm just going to drag this to get the width to 30 total. Because remember, we want this one to be half the size of the whole piece, and the whole piece, the width is 60. I'm gonna come over here, and oops, we don't want to do that. All right, we want to go to 30. Now we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna go to save a copy. Well, of course, you need to hit enter first to save this as your selection here. But then you would do the same thing. You would go up, hit save a copy, you would save a copy as a TIFF, and then you would come back in one more time and do the last piece. And if you've done all of your measurements correctly, your last piece should be a width of exactly 15. If it's like 14.6 or whatever, you need to go back and redo your pieces, because the last thing you want is for the crop to not be accurate on a piece like this. It's really important, obviously, that your crop is perfect. So make sure that the last piece is 15, and then after that, you are good to go. So you can see we'll drag this over to the end. It will snap to the edge, maybe, and maybe it won't snap to the edge, but we want to make sure it is exactly 15 right there. Perfect, exactly 15. Hit return, save it one more time, you are good to go. So that is how I go about exporting my images here when I'm creating a triptych photo. Alrighty guys, well that is a wrap on how to make a triptych. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have questions about how to do this, please let me know down in the comments. As always, really appreciate you guys liking and subscribing, and any comments that you leave, I'm happy to answer. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and good luck out there printing your triptych photo.